Today's program will be presented in French and English with subtitles in Arabic, Aulacese, also known as Vietnamese, Chinese, English, French, German, Hindi, Hungarian, Indonesian, Korean, Mongolian, Persian, Portuguese, Spanish, and Thai. Mes chaleureuses salutations, téléspectateurs bienveillants. Je suis André de Montréal, au Canada, et nous sommes reconnaissants pour les vibrations uniques et colorées que vous ajoutez à cette magnifique mosaïque de l'humanité. Le programme d'aujourd'hui est le premier épisode d'une interview en 3 parties du pasteur Étienne Lombard du mouvement de réforme de l'Église adventiste du 7e jour de Montréal au Canada. Le pasteur Étienne est le directeur du département des médias. Il est aussi pasteur évangéliste et le secrétaire de la conférence sectorielle annuelle de l'Est du Canada. Après avoir terminé ses études secondaires, le pasteur Étienne a prié Dieu pour être guidé car il voulait que sa vie serve une noble cause. Dieu a répondu à sa prière en lui montrant la voie d'un missionnaire. Le pasteur Étienne est végétarien depuis la naissance. Il est passé à l'alimentation végétalienne alors qu'il recevait son éducation cléricale en 2004. Il est originaire de Voiron en France et a déménagé au Canada il y a environ 6 ans.
I've been an evangelist for over 11 years now. I did some theology studies in Germany. And after my studies, I went to work for the church directly after my graduation. Right now, I'm working in different positions in the church. I've been the technical director for our media department. I was the French field secretary. Now I'm the Canadian field secretary. We coordinate events in Canada and abroad, especially for French-speaking countries. I'm more involved with them. And I've also traveled and assisted in evangelistic outreaches around the world, especially in French-speaking countries. So translating for speakers that spoke English and things like that. Recently, I've also traveled to teach in missionary schools. The last one was Haiti. So we have a school there to train future missionaries. And so I've been training the next generation for that. I really felt God leading me and calling me to this ministry. A lot of people need help in this world, and I always felt a desire to help, a desire to be helpful. You know, sometimes you have doctors that help the body, you have psychologists that help the mind, but you need people that help the soul. And I felt that calling and that mission to do it ever since.
Le pasteur Étienne a choisi le mouvement de réforme de l'Église adventiste du 7e jour comme voie spirituelle pour servir le monde. À présent, découvrons brièvement l'histoire et les principes fondamentaux de l'Église adventiste du 7e jour et du mouvement de réforme de cette Église pour élargir notre compréhension et inspirer notre croissance spirituelle.
We are part of the Protestant a movement, a group of churches. There are lots of churches in the Protestant movement.
L'Église a adopté le nom d'Adventisme du 7e jour en 1860. Depuis lors, ils ont étendu leur travail missionnaire au monde entier grâce au soutien de leurs installations éducatives et de leurs nombreuses publications. En 1925, à Gotha, en Allemagne, sur la fondation de l'Église adventiste du 7e jour, un nombre croissant de croyants pacifistes de l'Église a commencé à établir le mouvement de réforme de l'Église adventiste du 7e jour au niveau international.
We are active in 132 countries and trying to have representatives everywhere around the world to promote our beliefs and our system. First of all, we take the Bible as our only rule of faith. The Bible is the foundation, and this is something we share in common with all the Christian churches. But we have also some distinct teachings that make us unique. We believe that Christ is going to come back soon. This is one of our main beliefs. Jesus promised to his disciples that he was going to come back. And he promised in John 14, verse 3, it says, "If I go, I will prepare a place for you. I will come again and receive you unto myself. There where I am, there may be also." So he wants us with him. God loves us so much that he wants to live with us. He wants us to live with him. So this is our belief that Jesus is going to come back very soon to take us with him, those that want to be going with him in heaven.
L'observation stricte des 10 commandements est l'un des fondements de l'Église adventiste du 7e jour. En 1864, ils ont déclaré aux États-Unis, s'il y a une partie de la Bible que nous, en tant que personnes, pouvons désigner plus qu'une autre comme notre credo, c'est la loi des 10 commandements que nous considérons comme la loi suprême et nous suivons chaque précepte de cette loi dans le sens le plus évident et le plus littéral. Le 4e de ces commandements demande de cesser de travailler le 7e jour de la semaine. Le 6e interdit d'ôter la vie. Déclaration de principe de F.M. Wilcox, adventiste du 7e jour en temps de guerre, page 58.
Fourth commandment saying that we should take Sabbath, as a day of rest. Talking about the Sabbath, actually, this is a belief that we have in common with the Seventh-day Adventist Church. It's part of our name, actually. Seventh day is the day of rest. So it has been so for the Jews, where they would rest on Saturday, the seventh day. Historically, the day of rest was actually Saturday in the Christian world until pretty much until the years 300. In 321 after Christ, there was an emperor, a Roman emperor, Constantine, and he wrote a law because he was pagan before and he was converted to Christianity. So he wrote a law that authorized both Christians and pagans to have 2 days of worship, Saturday and Sunday. Sunday being the day of the worship of the sun, hence the name, Sunday, right? So in many languages, the name of Sunday contains the name sun. Because of that, people started to keep 2 days of worship. Today, we have the weekend, right? 2 days of rest. Sunday is the first day of the week, not the seventh day, right? If you look at old dictionaries, for example, you will see that Sunday is actually the first day of the week, not the seventh day. But there was a gradual change because of society and outside influences. But our church always tries to keep the original faith. So whatever God has written in the past for us is much more important than current tradition and trends. There are also other beliefs. We teach temperance in all things. So we try to avoid extremes and things that would shock people. So we want to have balance again in everything, character and actions. And I don't know if you're familiar with the 10 Commandments. In Exodus 20, God is telling us that we should not kill, right? So we believe also that when God says, "Thou shalt not kill," in the 10 Commandments, his intention initially was that there would be no death and no destruction on the planet. And it's our fault if there is destruction and innocent animals are being killed. So we refuse to do that. We refuse to be taking part of this trend today.
C'est précisément ce commandement de Dieu que les gens épris de paix du mouvement de réforme de l'Église adventiste du 7e jour suivent strictement et ils sont fermement attachés à leurs croyances pacifistes. Pour conclure cette partie de notre programme, le pasteur Étienne va nous lire un passage de la Sainte Bible pour trouver une direction divine dans nos vies quotidiennes bien remplies.
Exodus chapter 20. And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I am the Lord thy God, I am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me, and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that is in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day, and hallowed it. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is in thy neighbor's.
Nous remercions le pasteur Étienne d'avoir pris du temps précieux sur son emploi du temps chargé pour faire la lumière sur le sens profond de la Sainte Bible. Gentils téléspectateurs, nous avons aimé votre compagnie aujourd'hui pour la première partie de notre entretien animé avec le pasteur Étienne Lombard dans Paroles de sagesse. Rejoignez-nous dimanche prochain, le 27 mai, pour la deuxième partie de l'interview. Dans un instant, retrouvez Omram Mikhaël Ivanov, maître de la paix et de l'harmonie, première partie de 2 épisodes. Restez sur Supreme Master Television, que la divine sagesse éclaire continuellement vos journées. Gentle viewers, we appreciate your company today for part 1 of our lively interview with Pastor Étienne Lombard on Words of Wisdom. Join us next Sunday, May 27, for the second part of the interview. Coming up next is Omram Mikhaël Ivanov, Master of Peace and Harmony, part 1 of 2. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. May the divine wisdom always brighten your days. For more details, please visit suprememastertv.com/WOW.